Alright guys, so in this video I'm going to show you how to form, pour, finish, and seal a concrete patio slab. So we got a patio slab we're putting on the back of this house underneath a deck, as you can see. And we're forming it up right inside the post just as the homeowner wanted. And then we're going to put a nice smooth finish on this patio. We're going to cut some grooves in it. And then I'm going to show you what it looks like when it's done with 3 coats of sealer on it. So make sure you stick around to the end of the video. Now if you're new to my channel, my name's Mike Day. I specialize in all types of concrete flat work. And I put out a couple videos a week. So if you like that kind of stuff, go ahead down there and hit subscribe. Hit the little bell notification so you'll be updated whenever my new videos come out. So we're putting up the forms on this thing, and we had to match a certain size the homeowner wanted. It was about 13 by 25 feet. He wanted it right in a particular spot. So that's what we're doing here for him. And we're making sure this first board we're putting down is right parallel with that wall. And then we're checking our square with that corner there by using the 3-4-5 method. So that's our starting point. And from there, we can get up the other 2 forms and make sure everything's nice and square and parallel and it all looks good. And this is going to be a 4-inch slab, but we're using 2x6s. We're going to be putting that 2-inch styrofoam down and then the wire mesh on top of it also. Let me know in the comments how many of you guys out there want to be able to do a patio slab on your own, a DIY patio slab. Would you like to be able to learn how to do that? Or do you think it's too much work, something that it's just too much, you can't handle it? So let me know down in the comments. And also, let me know where you guys are from down there. What state, what city, what country you're from. Let's all see where everybody's from out there that's watching this video. So as you can see, we got it formed up. We're getting the styrofoam and the wire down. We put up some isolation strip up against the building, so the slab will have room to expand and contract as it needs to. And we usually always put that up whenever we're butting up against at least 2 sides like we are here. We're getting the rest of that styrofoam cut in, and we use styrofoam. We live in a climate where there's a lot of freeze and thaw cycles. We get pretty long winters, so the styrofoam helps insulate the concrete, and it helps the frost from getting under the concrete and heaving it and cracking it. So that's why we use a lot of styrofoam under our exterior pads like this. So we're pouring some concrete now. It's a 4,000 psi mix with 3/4 stone and fiber mesh. And so we got a double reinforcement. We got the wire mesh there. You can see the guy on the left there is trying to pull it up into the concrete. We didn't have our slab bolsters today, so we're just pulling this wire up and getting the aggregate under it. And once you get some aggregate under it, some stone under that wire, it doesn't go all the way back to the bottom, so it does stay up in the concrete. We're using my laser there. You can see that TopCon laser level. That's my RL-H5B. That's the one we use to always check our grades and set grades. And this patio slab has a slope away from the house, about 1.5 inches away from the house. So when it rains and water drips down through the deck, gets on the slab, at least the water's going to run off the slab and not back towards the house. We set the forms right to grade. As you can see, Darren's screeding right off the form, and then Eric's screeding off a wet pad in there we used, that we magged right to the top of that isolation strip that we put down earlier. We're using about a 14-foot magnesium screed for this. All the tools you guys see here we're using, I'll have down in the description if you want to check them out. There's a link for them down there if you want to get them, or at least check them out and see what they are. And now T is finishing up by bow floating this smooth. And once we get it bow floated, then we just have to wait until it's time to start finishing. And I mean, if you guys want to learn how to do all this stuff, I've got my private membership, the Concrete Underground. There's a link for that down below in the description, where I teach you how to do this kind of stuff. I mentor you, I coach you. I have all kinds of training videos in there that go in depth on how to do concrete work. just the same kinds of things that we're doing. There's ones in there for stamped concrete, for concrete slabs, for repairing concrete, for doing epoxy. So the Concrete Underground, the link for it's below. You can check it out, and that's where you get more extensive training to learn how to do this kind of stuff. So we're cutting in a double groove around the perimeter of this, and the homeowner wanted this like picture frame look around it. So we're getting a couple grooves cut in, about a foot in from the outside, and the grooves are about 6 inches apart, and we're just cutting them in by hand. It's pretty easy to do if you get on it at the right time. And then we got to keep them clean. We want to keep these grooves nice and clean as we go to finish. So the homeowners also wanted a nice smooth steel trowel finish, because we put color in the concrete also. We put like a dark gray color, and then when that dries, it dries kind of mottled, almost looks like the concrete's stained after you get done sealing it. You'll see at the end of the video here. But so they just wanted a smooth finish, something easy to clean, something that's going to look like it was a piece of stained concrete. So we just hand troweled it out. We actually hand troweled it 3 different times. So we got on it like this. This was the first time. We let it dry for a little bit, got on it the second time, then did it a third time. Now here I am back about a week later. I'm putting the sealer to it. And this is an acrylic. It's an topical acrylic sealer. It's got about 30% solids. And I put down 3 coats, but I put them down really, really thin. So 3 really thin coats. You don't want to puddle this stuff. You want to put it down thin, let it dry, put it down thin again, and let it dry. And then you're a lot less likely to have any blistering or bubbling or blushing where it kind of turns white underneath. So you just want to wet out the surface like I'm doing, and then let it dry, then do another coat. And then the stuff I'm using dries pretty quick. That's also in the Concrete Underground. You'll learn about all this kind of stuff in the Concrete Underground, but this is basically how we seal it right here. And if you're using a solvent-based sealer, which I usually recommend solvent-based sealers for exterior stuff. I just feel like they work better outside. You gotta use a really nice sprayer like I'm using. Otherwise, the solvents will eat the seals in the sprayer, and then you'll just have trouble with the sprayer. So that's a stainless steel sprayer, and we've had that for years. We just keep cleaning it out after every use, and the solvents don't bother it at all. So that's the first coat right there, and that's going to dry kind of uneven. But this is the second coat. Once you put the second coat down, things start to really look good. You can see how mottled that concrete is. It looks like it's almost been stained. That's really just the way it dries. That's the color. And this is the third coat I'm putting down. So that's how we do a backyard patio slab, guys. That's how we form it, pour it, finish it, and seal it. If you like that kind of stuff, please hit subscribe. Hit the like button if you like this video. And thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.